Hi, I'm Jack, love to nymph, and I wanted to show you guys a really unique product that I found for making bodies and several other things, up to your imagination. It's called Camouflage thread. It's a Yansaman product. And this particular one is a gold and a light gray. The really neat thing about this is, as you wrap it forward, you just instantly create a modeled body. And you can do some really cool things with it. Up to your imagination, really. I'm going to be using medium Pardo Conch de Leon for the tail. Measure that in. Nice thing about this stuff, it's kind of slippery, so you can really, it's easy to adjust the length after you get some wraps on it. The other nice thing about these fibers is they're long enough that as you're tying this in, you keep them on top of the hook. What they'll do is they'll drop down into the slot of your bead and more or less just kind of keep it stable there from flopping back and forth, like slotted beads are known to do from time to time. Tie in the camouflage thread. Now with this being such a large bead, and this is a 8/0 thread, I like to use 3/0 uni thread to build up an underbody taper and also help take up that space that you need taking up with the larger beads. And this uni is actually stranded, so you can counterspin it and flatten it out quite nicely. And that comes in really handy when you're doing like a quill body, or even some of your synthetic quills out there on the market that you need to lay a really flat, smooth foundation. You can use this to do that, and it'll be minimal work to finish smoothing out the body with your working thread. So I think we can live with that. Get rid of that. Now that we've built up the underbody, we can get rid of that as well. So you can counterspin this camo thread and it'll lay nice and flat for you as you're running it forward. Every once in a while, check and make sure your spaces are minimal. Yeah, like that. That'll work. So I'll stop about roughly an eye's length back from the bead. For a tone change, I'm big on tone changes. I have some dark brown mole. These fibers are really short, and really you're just looking for a difference in color, so I basically just paint it on. I'll just wrap that right back there. If you want, you can kind of tap it out with your board brush or whatever comb you might have that you like to use. And this camouflage thread is fairly strong stuff. You can really pull on it. It's not going to break on you. So I'll put my brown thread back on. Now before I create my dubbing loop, I like to prep my materials to go into the loop first. So what I'll do is I'll take the CDC feather and I'll preen all the barbs out at a 90-degree angle. I'll lay that down flat on the table. And I have some dark brown SLF spiky squirrel. And you don't need a lot, really just a pinch. And what I'll do is I'll lay that right on top of the feather where I'm going to trap it in the multi-clamp. There you have your materials ready to go. Now all we have to do is just cut away the stem. Now we're ready to get going in the loop. So when we first make our loop, what you want to ensure is that it's long enough to fit your clamp in. And then when you first make the loop, see how the thread, it's open at the hook? Take your working thread and go around twice around that loop at the hook, and what that'll do is that'll close that off and give you a pinch point there, which will help hold your materials in there. Sometimes they have a tendency to slip out on you, and that is not the desired effect. Get your dubbing loop spun up. Take your board brush cleaner or whatever style brush you like. Preen out all those barbs that got stuck or trapped down when you created the loop. And start wrapping your materials on. I like to preen them back as I go. You trap less fibers that way. And when I'm tying down the loop, I'll push up with my thumb on my right hand and pull down with the thread on the bobbin. And what that'll do is sometimes the material will all spin a little, and that's just tightening everything down, give you a nice tight body. Come up, get rid of our thread. Usually when you create a thorax and a dubbing loop, you'll trap fibers down. So I'll just kind of touch it with this and free them up. And there you have it. Gold and light gray camouflage body. Hope you got something out of this and enjoyed it. Appreciate you coming and see us at LoveToNymph.com. Check out some of the things we're offering for you to tie with. Take it easy now.